make easy work of Alliance, and those two teams will play each other in a lower bracket semi-final. But these two teams now playing for first in the group. EG, they looked really strong against Aster, although that second game, I still don't know what to make of it. But Fnatic, they also 2-0'd, so this should be a good one.
Yeah, the Fnatic, I was watching their second game against Alliance. It was pretty crazy, actually pretty back and forth. But they did manage to get the win in the end there. 50 minutes, Anti-Mage having a pretty solid game. When I first tuned in, it looked like Alliance had it in the bag. Their Medusa was absolutely huge, but got a couple of nice fights. So I'm excited to see this game because I agree with you. I don't know how much to take away from the previous series, because especially that second game, it just seemed like Aster had no clue, really. Like, I feel like they got outdrafted, and I feel like even if they hadn't made a mistake with their heroes and who was playing what, I feel like they were still so outdrafted that they probably would have lost that game anyway. So I'm interested to see how this this best of 3 goes. A little bit different draft-wise from our previous best of 3, Medusa being banned out. We're going to be seeing the Earth Spirit and the Tusk banned, so Grimstroke and Lich make it through, but not into touching Grimstroke. EG just going to grab the Lich Jug combo.
Yeah, they get that Lich Jug combo that is pretty potent in terms of getting some kills, and one of the things about that EG win in the second game is maybe it does boost their confidence, because they did play heroes that they're very comfortable on. Those are some comfort picks for EG, so getting an easy win like that, you know, some people may say that confidence doesn't exactly win games at times, but it definitely can be a driving factor coming into a new series. So now they've got the Lich, they've got the Jug, they're up against Rubik Centaur, which I do like. Two heroes that are going to provide you with some lockdown, and definitely a tanky hero with the Centaur.
And that's the thing about EG in terms of their... I think one of their biggest strengths is the amount of experience, just the raw amount of competitive Dota 2 experience that's on this team. And coming from that, they have... all of them have quite deep hero pool. There are things that they can draw from previous patches that they've really trained really hard and can now bring them back later on. Like, you know, we see it S4 bringing in the Nature's Prophet a little bit there. Sumail's Puck, it's not a hero that is necessarily a staple in this meta, right? But they've got these other heroes floating around that they can kind of draw on. And it does seem like this meta is starting to settle down a little bit, but people are still managing to throw curveballs here and there, and, you know, can notch you a couple of wins, especially in this event where the group stage is going to be just so important. If they've got anything up their sleeve, this would not be a bad best of 3 to pull it out.
Yeah, I've been seeing, you know, say Visage a little bit more and more. Something you didn't see at the beginning of this patch, but is starting to evolve, because a lot of teams are working towards now more of a heavy push-oriented early game lineups with, I say, the average time of games kind of getting cut down recently. It seems like early game is much more important, and putting that pressure on your opponent's team is definitely early is definitely a huge game plan with a lot of teams.
Yeah, I think the big thing for me, looking at this patch in terms of heroes sneaking in and the patch getting faster, is the Visage and the Nature's Prophet. Like, those two heroes are really just such straight up pushing 5-man kind of heroes. Well, Nature's Prophet not necessarily just 5-man, though. The way that people have been playing it recently has been kind of 5-man oriented, but
Radiant's turn to pick.
And on top of that, having the Jug too. It's having the Lich Frost Shield, having the Inkswell. This gives Juggernaut so many options when trying to find himself inside of a fight. And honestly, they have 2 cores yet to get picked. If they want to go somebody who picks up a Blink Dagger, they've got the tools to support someone who's going to be an initiator for you with an Inkswell or, you know, or a Frost Shield. You don't have to put both. Maybe you put one on the Jug and one on your initiator in the off lane or the mid laner. Like, this really opens the door for EG to get a little bit more comfortable with their picks and find exactly what they want.
And they could even EG could try and get a good 1v1 matchup potentially, and then like, or get a good solo offlaner, stick him in the safe lane, and then they could actually go aggressive here, because Fnatic's tri lane is bad. Like, Void is not a good tri lane versus tri lane hero. Rubik is okay, but not amazing, especially not compared to the Lich, Jug, and Grimstroke. Like, all three of those heroes are just absolute tri lane powerhouses. So it's gonna be interesting to see what Fnatic can do here. They're just looking, I guess they're just looking for their mid now. EG probably want a little bit more lockdown. I was going to say something about the Phoenix pick, but I guess it makes a little bit more sense in light of the Phoenix Void getting picked up, because Phoenix is a particularly amazing hero against anybody on the EG lineup. But
and that's an offlane I really expect with Grimstroke and Lich, somebody who's going to be picking up the blink, check, somebody who could provide a lot of damage, check, and you know, and a good initiator. I think Sven is perfect for that offlane role with Grimstroke and Lich.
Yeah, the survivability is certainly going to be nice, and just having solid lockdown against them. Bad thing. Yeah, just looking for that Sumail hero to round things out. Fnatic do have last overall pick, so they've got the counter pick opportunity here for the mid lane. So EG might pick something a little bit safer, I suppose, something that can't really get as hard countered necessarily. But it looks like EG, I think their plan might be to just try and like play a more skirmish oriented game. Because if you look at Fnatic, I think they've already got the team fight locked up. I don't think there's any one hero that EG is going to pick here that's suddenly going to turn the tide and make it so that they're the ones with the better 5v5. So I think they just need to play in a way with like, okay, we have low cooldowns. We're always ready to fight, and Fnatic are the ones who are saying, okay, well, we have to have Chrono, we have to have Egg. But EG are taking a little bit of a page out of Astra's book potentially, though. It's not just an Astra thing as they go for the OD. Okay.
Yeah, I like the OD. I would have loved to see the Kunkka. Obviously, Fnatic caught wind of that and did ban it out. I think Kunkka is one of the strongest mids at the moment, especially with the catch he brings, the team fight he secures, and how good he is in lane. OD is similar to that. You've got a little bit of catch. Astro Imprisonment can set you up with the heroes that you've got right now. Maybe if your timing is right with the Inkswell, or Sven comes in, throws a Stormhammer, and then dropping Sanities early in these fights, especially against someone like the Void, who you know, if you can take away enough of his mana where he's not going to be able to throw a Chronosphere, if you find the upper hand on him, that really could be a team fight winning.
Yeah, versus Void only like barely has enough mana and doesn't really have too many ways to itemize to improve his situation. So you're right, the mana burn and the insteal and stuff is going to be really annoying for him. And for a hero with a low mana pool, he is extremely reliant on his spells, right? You need the mobility, you have to get the Chronosphere off. If that doesn't happen, then you're just kind of a glorified melee creep. So the OD is good for that. They've also got some save potentially against the Chrono. If Sumail can find a good position, you know, maybe he can, if he doesn't get caught in the Chrono, he can blink in and imprison somebody with some time. So I don't mind the OD pick here, and Fnatic have to think about how they're going to counterpick it.
I'm not too sure about this Tinker. The only reason why is I think this lineup is a little bit slow from Fnatic. We've seen the Evil Genius playbook so far of playing high tempo, playing aggressive, forcing the other team into fights that they're uncomfortable with, and I think they've got the lineup to do so with the Sven, with the Jug, Grimstroke, just having those supports that really give you that leg up in the early fights. I'm not sure if Tinker's going to have enough time to really do Tinker things.
Yeah, I worry that they're not going to be able to. They're just kind of slow. I'm not sure who's going to make plays. The Rubik and the Phoenix. Phoenix used to be a little bit better of a ganker, but then they nerfed the slow on dive from being flat at all levels. So not necessarily as good at running around and finding kills. The game plan for them, I think, is very much just they're going to use Chronosphere when the opportunity presents itself. But other than that, it's mostly going to be farming, I would imagine. And I don't think it'll be too difficult for EG to still find some towers and push. I think they're going to be very happy that they picked up the Juggernaut here. The Healing Ward sustain is going to be really important against the March of the Machine spam from the Tinker. But yeah, Fnatic's lineup overall is quite greedy. But if they can get away with it and they can get out of the early game and get Tinker his BOTs and his Blink, then I think they can stabilize and really create a lot of space on the map for the Void and the Centaur and everybody to farm up.
Yeah, getting the boots of travel and the Blink is going to be pretty important. The timing on that, if it's going to be quick enough to open it up for Void, and I think if you can open up that space for Void, you for sure have a chance. The only question is going to be how much tempo is EG bringing, and are they even going to give you space to the Tinker or even it did seem pretty tough. On top of which, I look at Fnatic's lockdown. They've got Telekinesis, they've got Hoof Stomp, and then Chronos.
Pew 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 pew.
Okay. Offensive offlane ya. Menghalau si Void sih pastinya. Void emang harus di block sih itu. Offensive offlane dari EG buat ngeblok Void.
30 seconds to showtime.
Don't put us too far behind. Like, we know we might fall behind in the early game, and if we do, just make sure it's not too much. Because they definitely have a lineup here with the Tinker, with the Void, and then the Chronosphere with, say, a Supernova. They have a lot here come the mid game, late game, area of the game to make comeback.
Oh, 100%. And they've got really good high ground defense as well. So, EG do have some ways to siege a little bit, right? Like I was talking about with Healing Ward and Jug being able to go up with the Blade Fury, maybe get a few pot shots off on the tower, but it's not going to be... I don't think this is going to be a cook-on. We've seen, like an 18-minute game already in this event. This is not going to be one of those. Unless EG just completely steamroll them. Like, that's the only way that this game is ending quickly.
Right away, Blade Fury coming out on ice, but it won't be enough damage. And I was looking at the fact that they went the 2-1-2 route here for EG. You don't need Inkswell as well as the Frost Shield on Lich, and actually he didn't take the Frost Shield, he's gone into the Frost Blast level 1. But come level 2, when you've got that Frost Shield, you're able to make up some distance and really close the gap between, say, maybe you and DJ. It could put him into a lot of trouble. And right away, Fly just hitting away at DJ, has the Frost Blast up in 2 more seconds, and more right click has the damage, and first blood for Fly as DJ tries to drag the lane.
Oh, and he managed to... Oh my god. And the range creep is just killing itself on the neutrals. That's so cooperative. And the lane gets reset back. Oh, that was a really... It really hurts for DJ. ISS does come in here and drag another wave. Oh, and Jabs dies elsewhere. Not a good start for Fnatic. I mean, still early days, but
again,
it's just not that strong.
You know, we talked about how their lanes are not strong. It's just how they get out of the laning phase is what we're really going to be seeing from this game. If it ends up that EG just pull too far ahead, I think it will become a problem for Fnatic, where we see possibly an EG lead of 3, 4, 5,000 net worth around like the 10-minute mark. If they start to really snowball out of control, then it should be their game to just take.
Yeah. What happens here at bottom is actually going to be really interesting, because the reason that Fnatic were so desperate to do all these creep pull shenanigans and stuff is they really wanted to get the lane back close to the tower, because if there's too much room for the Jug to be able to chase, he's just going to kill you over and over and over again with the Blade Fury and the Frost Shield. But unfortunately, they didn't manage to reset it, so ISS is still just getting chased here.
South, Popeye's over as DJ, so he'll try to make a move. He's got himself the Telekinesis as well as the Fate Bolt setting up over mid, but course, as he sets up over mid towards top. Crit gets the kill on to Jabs, and that's 3 kills. They've got Crit, who's using that ink spell with the Stormhammer to make plays over top. So that's exactly what you need to do. You go for the weaker hero, which is that Phoenix, and that puts it with 2 kills over in that top lane.
The Phoenix has 0 armor, so very easy for them to just bring him down.
Here comes DJ. So looking at Sumail, you got the Marching Machines down. Telekinesis with the Feybolt hitting. Sumail trying to run away from this one. And laser available, and there it is. So getting the kill on a Sumail. Good rotation from DJ as he fed first blood over bottom, but it's a good way to make up for it by getting that kill and helping with that kill over mid.
It was nice March of the Machines positioning, being able to, like, he was running into the spawns, and then also with the lift they were able to proc a few more. MP jumping away at top, but not really regaining all that much HP. We do have more heroes coming in. DJ now here.
Yeah, DJ with the telekinesis. Crate getting body blocked by Jabs. Now he decides to go up towards north end of the map. Stormhammer comes out, and it'll be fun at MP, giving Crit some space, trying to find the trees and maybe TP out, but the Icarus dive through, and Crit will end up falling eventually.
That was a really important Fire Spirit. I think he would have tried to get into the fog and salve up a little bit, and they could have maybe found a bit more of a turnaround, but good Fire Spirit from Jabs. Opportunity.
So it was 3-0, but now they've pulled it to 3-2. Meanwhile, Ice just in between the tier 1, tier 2 tower. Cut the wave and up against Fly. Not really in too much danger. Stormhammer over top once again. He's the ink swell. That'll pop on top of Jabs. They'll get themselves at least 1. MP and DJ, all they can do is really watch. That's with level 1 into the Warcry as well. Just Inkswell coming out. It makes it so hard to jump on any of these heroes over top for Fnatic.
The 5-minute bouncer runs coming up, so gonna be the battle. Okay. Looks like it is just gonna end up being what? Oh, this is gonna actually end up being 3 things. Not a big deal.
MP lane's been a little bit tough for him. He's only sitting at 19-2 compared to the Sven 26-9. And of course, there's been a couple of kills onto the Phoenix, 3 to be precise. So really taking advantage in his top lane is EG, and they also got that first blood bottom.
Gank on Sumail at mid, but just puts the Tinker under and did have enough HP. It's got a bunch of nulls, so reasonably tanky.
Oh, top again, MP just gets away. He did have that silence on him. The Icarus dive comes through on AS4 as well. As Crate doing a little bit of damage, trying to push that back. As again, popping another salve is this Faceless Void, really stuck in a bad way. And the Stroke of Fate clips MP, so...
Ice is dead at bottom. Omni Slash into a spin. Easy brings him down. I wasn't sure if the Omni Slash is going to kill him because Arteezy doesn't actually have any items yet. Everything's on the courier, making its way out. So it didn't do a ton of damage, but still nice grab for him there. Though I think this is going about how Fnatic would have expected, right? With their draft, they have to know that they're not going to win the lanes. And they're finding okay farm. Yes, they're behind, but I think they might still be okay with how things are playing out. The next few minutes will be pretty important. The Phoenix needs to get some more levels. The Rubik's impact is going to taper slightly now before he gets level 6. So the Tome going to be very important for either him or the Phoenix. But I think this is about as well as they could have hoped the lanes would have gone. Especially getting that one gank on Sumail. That was a nice pickup.
Sumail level 7, still not going into the Sanity's Eclipse. He's got a 3 into the Astral Imprisonment. So does this mean that Sumail might just keep farming for a while, where he's not taking the Sanity's Eclipse to open up a fight? Or is Fnatic safe for the moment, or are we going to see him maybe move around because he's got level 4 in the Astral Imprisonment and the team is as aggressive as it can be with Grimstroke and Lich?
I think he's just planning on... He just wants to maximize his farm speed. And then the other thing is that I don't think his supports are going to come and gank his lane anytime soon. It's kind of difficult to gank the Tinker. The March is always going to be a problem. So easier for him to just focus on nuking out the wave and playing his own game for now instead of trying to go and influence the other lanes. The other thing is that the lanes need help. They're winning on 3 lanes. The Sumail doesn't have really anything else to do.
Storm Hammer over top, as well as the Ink Swell to land on MP. Jabs. S4 needs to get out of there as the stop comes over the top. But they don't get the kill onto Faceless Void, but again, forced to pop a salve. Stroke of Fate attempting to maybe clip the Faceless Void one more time. But again, it's just heavy pressure coming out from EG, making them really uncomfortable in this top lane, to the point where they did make that rotation and have trialing for the most part over top. At least for Fnatic.
Dire's middle tower's in trouble.
Temporary. I don't know what DJ and Jabs can do. Looks like they've been just kind of spending their time stacking. There were a couple of stacks for Abed over here. So like we said during the draft, 100% the most important thing this game for Fnatic is the Tinker's BOT and Blink timing. And they're just doing everything that they can to
Storm Hammer over top. They're going to look for this Faceless Void. Meanwhile, Fly gets kill on Ice. So we've got 3 heroes set up over towards this top lane. Oh, Benner's Embrace not going to be able to get the kill. Still not level 6, so no Chronosphere available, but Abed makes the rotation over towards top. Sumail finally coming in. Does have Sanity's Eclipse, didn't choose to use it on the Void. Maybe they thought they were going to get the kill without it.
Nice. Okay turnaround for Fnatic. A little bit of wasted time for Sumail, but still EG very much in control here. RTG just going to be going for Yasha. Nothing too shocking for him. Item build wise. So I just grabbed the levels over at mid. Sumail was away.
Sumail drops the Sanities. Plus the Astro Imprisonment. It's enough to get the kill onto Jabs. So finds a solo kill for himself off of the Phoenix. And that is the 4th time this Phoenix has died already, so really just struggling to find any semblance of a game at the moment.
Their support combination is just kind of weird and kind of weak. Oh, Chrono, okay.
Chronosphere over top. Fable gets thrown to Grimstroke. Crit, still not dead just yet. He tries to throw the Ink Swell on himself, and after the Chronosphere is done, right click comes in from MP, and he uses that Chrono to get himself at least 1 kill. But the Stampede used bottom. They've got the Sinister Gaze. Ice was trying to get away. Frost Shield placed on top of Fly. RTZ continuing to move on forward. And he doesn't have Omni Slash for another 38 seconds, but they have the Frost Blast, which is slowing down Ice. He's making a lot of space with 3 heroes here. The Blade Fury on top of him, and he will taunt, but it doesn't look like he's getting out of this one.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Sumail claiming a kill as his own. It was quite a lot of space created, though. You're right. There's 4 heroes running at him there. But Abed's still farming away. He's got those BOTs. And Fnatic still, well, they just lost the one tier 1 tower. So I feel like they are okay with how things are playing out, but still, they're just kind of getting the runaround because of how good EG supports are at this point in the game. I'm not really sure what else Fnatic can do here. I guess they just wait for Chrono and try and find another kill with that. They gotta wait for the Centaur Blink as well, but Ice is gonna take a little while to get that. 260 gold to his name.
Are they that dependent on the Chronosphere? Like, is there any way else for them to get a kill here, or is it just what EG brings to the table too much for them to really go in? And before you answer that, Ice in a little bit of trouble. So now on the run, they've got the Astro Imprisonment. The first dive comes across from Jabs. They've also got the TP over from Abed, but it's not going to matter. They'll lose the Centaur, and right off the bat, Fly and Sumail will back off.
The problem is that they don't have any other setup, really. Until they get the Blink, the only setup that they have is the Void jumping in and going. Otherwise, they just walk in with the Rubik, but that's just never going to work against EG's heroes. So, unfortunately, they don't really have a whole lot of plays to make. Stone Stormhammer is going to be pretty nice.
RTZ taking a little bit of damage there, standing in this March of the Machines. Might want to be a little bit careful. He does have the healing ward, so not in too much trouble unless they were to completely commit onto him. But again, you're dealing with Ice, who doesn't have a blink, and the only way in right now is Time Walk with the Chronosphere. But over bottom is MP, and he might actually be in trouble. He Time Walks away just in time. Stormhammer comes out, Telekinesis. Creating a little bit of trouble, but the Soul Line comes in with the Chain Frost. This is going to be bouncing around heavily. The Sentinel is going to be dropped. They lose the Phoenix as well as Rubik to start this fight. The Stormhammer hits on 2, but this is behind the tier 1 in a pretty precarious position is these 2 Fnatic heroes, so EG don't want to jump in behind the tower.
Don't look good.
Yeah, I saw them like looking at Crit, and he was not in trouble at all there. Lifting him in really didn't accomplish a whole lot for them. I don't know, EG, it feels to me like they're just gonna buy, like maybe they just buy a pipe on Sven, and then I think they can actually just keep going and kind of do whatever they want. The pipe might actually be enough for them to comfortably take team fights 5-on-5. And Fnatic have to be so careful at this stage of the game how they use their big spells. If MP gets caught out and the Chronosphere doesn't happen, that's the other thing. Their entire lineup is really built around the Chronosphere. If they don't land a good Chrono, or you know, if nobody dies in the Chronosphere, then I think they're in really big trouble after that point, because their team fight just doesn't really have a whole lot of structure other than that.
This is a 5,000 net worth lead, 13 minutes in, about where I was talking about. If Fnatic found themselves this far behind, they might be in a little bit of trouble. But that being said, they've got boots to travel and are about to have the blink on Tinker. So maybe come that blink dagger, you can start to open up a little bit of space and force some, you know, unwanted rotations from EG.
He can do a little bit, but the problem is that they don't have very long lanes to work with because the tier 1s are all still up. So he can't actually shove it that far, if you know what I mean. It's not going to be too much of an issue for EG to set those lanes.
Oh boy, Fly. He's caught out in a really bad spot. Shield's stolen the laser in, and that's just going to bump Tinker onto that blink dagger. So Oped's found it, still down 5,000 net worth to get the kill on a Lich, which is, you know, not that big of a kill, but it's something, as well as stealing the Frost Shield. I think that's even bigger than the kill.
Ice. Offering offering our TZ an item to cancel his TP and die to him and DJ, but not gonna take the bait. Artur just going for the Manta Stalk here. Nice to have some ways to dispel the laser, other than being forced to spin every single time. So that's certainly nice. Also not kind of important to get the time dilation off of you. Don't want to get guided around too much.
Smoke up. They've also got our TZ inside the Dire jungle. DJ comes over. The Blade Beer is going to be used immediately. It'll be stolen by DJ, who tries to run, but Stormhammer nicely done by DJ. But the damage there, no, that was really well done by DJ to get out of that.
Yeah. The best thing I think was that he put the Frost Shield on himself right before he stole the next spell. So that little bit of extra damage mitigation, I think, was what he needed to escape. Nice play, but the cute play is not going to change the position of this game that much. Still very much EG in the driver's seat.
Going Prismate out on MP. Sanity's following that up, but what's next? Well, just letting that ulti rip.
I don't know. He was. I don't know if you thought that the Void was a little bit lower on mana or what the situation was, but he didn't have. I don't think he had any stacks at all, right? He just imprisoned him and straight up sanities. Didn't have anything on the Arcane Orb.
Definitely questionable sanities equips there, which means that's down, and I think that almost guarantees you a chance at getting the Chronosphere off. And the stun from S4 was towards the creep, not DJ. But S4 in a lot of trouble. The Frost Shield's out on him, but the rocket's coming in from Ape to get the kill. So again, just a bit sloppy there from EG, and that's gonna cost them.
Yeah, these last couple of moves have not been so well coordinated necessarily, and it does seem like Fnatic are kind of finding their rhythm a little bit. MP feeling confident that this is going to be a long game, has just queued up the Battle Fury. Feels good that the Tinker is going to be able to kind of keep them in a good spot, and Kiwi finding a DD is going to decide to try for the Roshan, though this isn't easy against Fnatic's lineup. It looks like they do know what's going on. Like you said,
Blink, hook stomp, double edge. Now the rocket's coming in, but the Astral Vision is going to come out from Dumel. Now, let's see how willing they are to try and dive in on this, because Roche is almost dead, and they'll get the kill on the block. They'll throw the Stormhammer out at an MP, but he does have that Chronosphere available, so they need to get out of harm's way. Supernova's going to be laid down. The Rockets come across. MP looking to finish off this Roche as the Supernova does pop, and EG might be the ones who need to re-engage here as this Roche might the way of the Dire. The Blink Hook Stomp actually gets onto an Illusion. There's the Cyber over. The Soulbind locks up DJ as well as Ice. The Stormhammer on top of that on an MP as the Aegis is picked up by this Faceless Void. Throws the Chronosphere. That comes through, hitting away, getting the kill onto S4. They'll look for more. The laser is there. The Omniside comes out from RTZ, landing on a jabs, getting the kill. It's only one as the laser and everything else around it from Fnatic is able to clean up this jug.
All right. Well, that's going to be very happy with all the work that EG did there to take down the Roshan. Like, there's no way that Fnatic can take it by themselves. So literally the only way that they can get Roshan in this situation is stealing it from EG. But after that, I think they could have kept Jabs alive if they'd tanked the Omnislash together a little bit more, but still not a huge deal that he goes down. He is just the super hard 5 this game. And I don't know, EG, since this Tinker's items have come online, they do seem to have kind of, I don't know, lost their way somewhat in terms of what the next step is. And I think that's why they went for that Roche, just to try and get things back on track and make it a little bit easier for them to start 5-manning again, but not so.
This is what we were talking about with the Tink finally finding those items and making enough space for the rest of the team, and it really has come off the back of him picking up this Blink Dagger after the Boots of Travel. He's going in a Dagon 1, and that opens up time for Faceless Void to get this Battle Fury, so he's going to be moving up in terms of farm as he's in 4th, 1,000 net worth behind Sumail. But the Battle Fury is really going to help him progress quite nicely.
I think this is the item that EG really needed to wait for before they went for a couple of these kills and before they went for the Roshan. It's the Blink Dagger on the Sven. I think if they'd had the Blink on the Sven, then they could have just gone and found a kill before the Roshan and kind of secured it that way. Instead, they sort of tried to brute force it, and I don't even know if they needed to go for the Roshan at that point in the game. They probably went for it just thinking that it was free for them, but I really don't think that that's the case at all against Fnatic's lineup.
Stormhammer. Yeah, he's in a lot of trouble, but they've got the Stampede that's going to be over S4. He's slowed up. The Time Diode comes out on top of that. Rocket's coming through. Sumail coming over for the Soulbind, locks in up head as well as DJ, who uses the Blade Fury. The Blink Hook Stock coming out over the Gunstroke. They might be able to get a kill on a crit. Sanity just drops down with the Astronaut Pursuit on MP. MP moves forward. He's got the Chronosphere that's going to land on a Sumail, locking him in. Laser Rockets, that gets the kill. 2 Euros gone on the side of EG as they only lose their position 5 Phoenix. Continue to move on forward as Ice looking over at Fly, who's got the Frost Shield on top of him. Blink Dagger, 2, 1 with the hook stop. There it is. And then Double Edge on top of it, but I don't know if this is really going to get him the kill. DJ comes over, the Sinister Gaze comes, the Stroke of Fate is going to be thrown out by the Rubik with the Fable. Hammer locks in 2 of these heroes on Fnatic, and they do not get this Lich kill, and they themselves going too far.
Just, well, they kind of forced it a little bit of a reaction from S4 there, but very nicely done by Abed. I thought he was in a little bit of trouble, but EG just didn't have enough heroes nearby to punish him. And stayed cool under pressure, just got the laser off, rearmed, and away he went. No trouble at all. I'm a little bit surprised to see the Dagon build this game instead of going for an Ags, but Sven's not really doing a ton of like actual right-click damage necessarily, and the Jug has a lot of ways to deal with the laser, so I think the more burst is actually probably better in this situation, because once he gets a Dagon 5, he'll be one-shotting both of the supports really easily.
And there it is, Dagon 2.
They don't have the vision to really utilize the Ags 100% either. Like if you've got Night Stalker or you've got a Bounty Hunter or something, and you can always just see the backlines kind of no matter what. I think the rockets and the bouncing laser is super useful, but not necessarily the case this game. They really need to, whoever they chrono, they want that person to die in the duration of the chrono, and I think that's where the Dagon's going to be really helpful.
Fnatic locking into 2,000 net worth advantage, and in terms of experience, they're up by quite a bit too. And we can start seeing that with level 15 here for the Void, with the time lock damage, and as well as Tinker getting closer and closer to level 20. Things are looking good for Fnatic, although they're only up 2,000 net worth, but look on over, and Arteezy's just quickly dead. They time walk over the Stampede, they bring in a couple with the TPs, 8 to be reclaimed, S4 is able to run away. They're still chasing. Just in case S4 stops for a moment, they'll continue to chase. Meanwhile, on bottom, Supernova comes out, and well, let's see if they're able to make jabs today, but he goes with the Sunray, and off map, I can't even continue to look at him. He gets pulled back in, Shot comes out, but there's the Astro Imprisonment, so a little bit of a sloppy combo there, but it's not going to matter. He's not getting out of this one anyway, but it does pull a lot of heroes from EG over bottom.
Yeah, that was weird, but I really want to say that it was space created at the end of the day. Like, they got mid lane all the way in, they got top lane out. And at this point, Fnatic are the ones who decide when the fights happen. They're the ones in control of the lanes. This is kind of similar to what EG did against Aster in our first best of 3, where they just had so much better lane control that they were just shoving lanes with Puck, they were shoving lanes with the Nature's Prophet, and Aster didn't have any way to deal with it. And this game, it's EG 100% having to find the Tinker if they have any hope of pushing any more of these objectives or making their way out onto the map. So we're going to probably start seeing some anti-Tinker wards. We've got a Blink Dagger queued up for the OD, so he can go hunting him a little bit more in the trees. But that really is what the game is going to be, completely centered around Tinker for the foreseeable future. Everybody itemizing against Tinker, and then doing everything that they can to protect him, and continuing to just farm up using the split push.
Yeah, Papa hasn't died yet. And I know he's really close to Arteezy. I just don't want to Caster's Curse him right there. Done that too many times, but he's already into the Dagon 4, so he's farming at such a good pace. He's 4,000 net worth ahead of anything on the side of EG, and EG are the ones looking to be the aggressors because they know they can't really be complacent and sitting back the way they are.
Yeah, he's using every little bit of space that Fnatic have created on the map. Do you really want to use the 10-second BKB on Sumail? He's very strong. Doesn't have the highest net worth in the game, but his potential impact in this next fight is going to be really big. Though he still has to worry about the Chronosphere from the Void. Sumail more than likely wants to wait to see the Chrono get used elsewhere, and then he'll probably make his way into the fight. That's a big reason as well that he wants the Blink Dagger beyond just just being able to hunt Tinker, is that he can stay back, he can wait for the Chrono to get used on somebody else, and then he can come blink in and do everything that he needs to do. Because he still has to respect the Chronosphere in fights.
Let's see the Void going into his BKB. Let's see if we went Battle Fury, Blink, and BKB. So the Blink Dagger I like. It really does, instead of relying heavily on the time walk and find a Chronosphere, he can blink it and get good positioning to find a Chronosphere.
Yeah, it's the luxury of having the Tinker on his team, and the Tinker having as much farm as he does. He can afford to go for an initiation instead of just relying on the Centaur. But he doesn't have to do as much damage on the Void. Sure, it'll be nice for him to do damage later on, but right now the most important thing is that he gets the Chronosphere off, and that's what the Blink and the BKB are all about. Like, you sometimes see Shadowblade on, and I think Shadowblade's good, but this build suits his role in this game a lot better than I think the Shadowblade, since EG could just buy a bunch of sentry boards and make the Shadowblade initiation pretty unreliable.
Crit going back towards his team. He's got Fly by his side as well as Arteezy, but we've got 4 heroes now here for Fnatic. May not be the fight you want to take. And Fnatic, they're okay with just letting Appa go around the map. He's got Dagon 5, now he's going onto the Hex. This just opens up so much space for the Faceless Wood and the Centaur to find a couple of items, where they've gotten the Blink, Vanguard, and Pipe on the Centaur, and then, like I said, the Battle Fury, Blink Dagger for the Faceless Void, and now the BKB. So Tinker's opened so much space for them.
They had a lot of vision before as well. They did have a ward on the high ground inside of EG's base, but that did get de-warded, so nicely done by EG. So Fnatic, like I said, they're the ones who get to pick and choose the fights, and right now they're choosing to go out with the smoke, try and look for something. EG is wary. They're sticking to the high grounds, and they are kind of sticking together, though Sumail split up from them just a little bit.
Fly right in the hands of MP will be immediately taken out. The blink with the stop coming in from Ice as well as the double edge. That's going to be onto Crit, who will also fall. It's 2 heroes. They don't buy back immediately. The Omni Switch comes down on an MP as well as Ice for the Chronosphere right on top of it. The Blade Fury's there. The Soul Bind Sanity's Eclipse. Sumail running to the edge of this Chronosphere with the BKB being popped. He looks over at Ice. The buyback comes up from Ophead, who fallen earlier in this fight. Jab's in a lot of trouble, but he's cuts up the triple kill. Staying alive, getting to the low ground. Somehow he's going to escape. Ortiz and Sumail fall 3 heroes dead on EG as they bought back on Crit. Oped looking for more. Crit just bought back, and this is most likely going to be a dieback score. Meanwhile, he's going to be lifted up with the telekinesis as well as the stolen extra imprisonment. They don't go to get this Sven, and all they have here is DJs and Jax. MP finally coming over the blink over towards S4, but he's hit with the Storm Hammer, and the blink away keeps him alive. Crit, he never fully made it out of there, and now he's just dead.
Well, he actually, funnily enough, he did. Like the Tinker was completely out of mana. Abed didn't have anything left in the tank, so he went back home to try and get some mana and return to the fight. But Crit completely juked MP. He got all the way up. I think he even got close to the side shop and then decided that he wanted to run back instead, and then just got caught on the way back, which is really weird. I don't know if his TP was on cooldown or what the situation was, but yeah, kind of a weird fight. I think the Chronosphere may have actually been better for EG than it was for Fnatic. Sumail got a lot done with that, and S4 started the fight fantastically by finding the Tinker, and they killed him off. But in the end, Fnatic have the resources. They had that buyback available on the Tinker, and that's gonna win it for them. But I think if not for that, that would have actually been a really good fight for EG.
Yeah, that buyback coming out from Tinker really saving them, and honestly, the Phoenix doing so much work in that engagement. Somehow got a triple kill and survived on the most minuscule amount of health that Phoenix can have, and the buyback doesn't, you know, from Oped means that they're not going to be skyrocketing in terms of net worth advantage over EG, but they definitely have the better position in this game for sure.
Oh, 100%. And the positioning was the key thing about that last fight as well. I think that's the reason that the Phoenix has so much impact, is because Fnatic knew exactly where the fight was going to happen, and Japs could make sure that he got a Supernova off, get all of his spirit damage and whatnot.
Chronosphere on Ortiz in a lot of trouble, and they've certainly got the damage to clean him up. He doesn't have buyback. Now the blink hook stop comes through. That's going to be on S, where he's the work card. Frost bouncing around with the Soulbind. That also came out. Two of them bouncing around. Can't do what they can. They look over at the Supernova. He ends up dying. He does have buyback. The Chain Frost still bouncing around, doing so much damage to the side of Fnatic, and they finally kill Ice. That was bouncing forever.
Lucky for Fnatic that was only a level 1 Chain Frost. Flat was only just level 11 as that fight started, but even then you can just see how powerful that combination is. Fnatic got a little bit greedy, I think. They used a bunch of important spells. They used the Chrono on the Jug, and then decided that they could try and look for a little bit more, but just didn't quite have the... I think a big part of it is they didn't have the positioning from the Tinker. Abed wasn't really able to get in there and do a whole lot of damage after the Jug had died, so difficult fight for him, and without the Tinker's damage they can't really focus down something. So also EG with the BKB on S4, very, very difficult to bring him down. I don't know if Fnatic didn't see that he had that. That was the 10-second charge being used.
Power of the Soulbind Chain Frost. That definitely could have been much worse. Like you said, it's a level 2 Chain Frost, maybe level 3, maybe a Scepter on it, which is just...
Oh my god.
Obviously, that is a luxury item by far, if that were to happen.
Fnatic just going again. Chrono in 25 seconds.
Blank hook stop coming through on the crit. Meanwhile, S4, he's inside the pit. DJ takes notice of this. They actually go away from crit. Focus on S4. It's just coming through. The BKB being popped. The solo comes out with the Omni Touch flying through. Op-Ed Isis Heist. They have to back up with the Chain Frog coming in. That's going to be Chain Frog with the solo bind once again. Bouncing around, doing what they can. Sumail right clicking away at Isis Heist, who used to be kitty before he gets hooked on the Ooh, Icarus dive and a nice chrono on top of there's the deck, and that's going to rip through SRTZ, who ends up falling there. The super of a popping, but it's going to be avoided with the Astro Prism Hansu now on himself, who blinks away, but they lose that score. The Mesh is coming out. They've got the telekinesis coming through from DJ, and they lose 3 in a good fight from Fnatic, despite losing Ice.
Really unlucky for EG that Arteezy ended up bouncing to the illusions in his Omni Slash. He didn't actually stick with the heroes and get either of those killed. I don't know if it would have changed the outcome of the fight all that much.
Oh no. That's Fly alive so far. But Sinister Gaze still surviving, but the Rockets come in and get the kill. Now they look over at Crit. And yeah, Op-Ed's here, and he's throwing rockets into everybody's face to get the kill.
Oh, cool little play from Op-Ed, blinking away from the Phantom to finish the kill, and then just TPing out. But yeah, Fnatic looking really good, especially at this point.
Stormhammer, that was from DJ. Fly, you bought back for what? DJ is doing work with this stolen Stormhammer.
Yeah, it's been really valuable. There's lots of really good consistent steals for Rubik this game. I mean, they picked Rubik early, but EG did kind of play into that a little bit with the 2 supports and the Sven pit. Just a couple. It's a lot of spells that are really easy for Rubik to use and really high impact and really easy for him to steal.
God Strength, Wing Stormhammer coming out, but we're already taking a lot of damage with right on top of him. MP gets killed. The Sandus Coach's going to be dropped onto the exercise as well as Jab. BK can pop my MP with the Stormhammer being thrown back at this Jug. He's in a lot of trouble as he lifted up out the telekinesis. He's going to be dead for 74 seconds without pop back. The dagger comes in. They'll get the kill on Sumail. 4 here is dead. And now EG, all they've got left is a Green Stroke with the Sunray on top of him. He'll end up falling. Full team wipe in the favor of Fnatic, and game 1 goes in their favor as well.
Honestly, I didn't think that Fnatic's lineup was going to look this good, but EG didn't really do anything with the early game lead, and having that last pick for Fnatic, the Tinker turned out to be the perfect answer, and they knew exactly what they were doing. The supports didn't really waste too much time in running around and trying to gank. We did see a little bit of rotating out of DJ, but for the most part, they set up some stacks for Abed, made sure that he had all the space in the world, and the
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Double damage.
Radiant are scanning. How does that even work? Dire are scanning, trying to find those sneaky bums. Radiant's bottom tower needs a hand.
Arcane power. Bounty! Oh, bounty! Ready to rumble.
Dominating, I guess.
I almost feel bad. Cheers!
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower's in trouble. Which one, Dire again? Dire's middle tower has fallen. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is about to be Radiant's top rubble. Dire's top tower has fallen. Radiant's middle tower is not feeling the love. Radiant are scanning for enemies.
Killing spree.
Again? You're sentimental.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is about to topple. Dire's bottom tower don't look good. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Three the hard way. Now that was a fail both.
Radiant's top tower is looking too sturdy. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is down.
Killing spree. Killing spree. A dominating performance.
Dire's middle tower looks to be disintegrated. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant are scanning for enemies.
Regeneration!
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower needs a hand. Dire's middle tower looks to be disintegrated. Dire's middle tower is taking a dead nap. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Mega kill.
Permafrost preserves me.
They're unstoppable. Hello, this is Dave Newell. Thanks for playing Dota 2. Double kill.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack. Dire's middle barracks has fallen. Everyone's got a plan to smash down their racks. Dire's middle barracks could use a friend. Or 5. Dire's middle barracks has fallen. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. That should help.
For my tower.
Dire's top shrine is under attack. Radiant fortified their structures. Pretty good move if you ask me. Dire's top shrine is under attack.
I almost feel bad.
Double kill.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's bottom tower is getting pushed around. Dire's bottom tower is falling. Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
Double kill. Killing spree.
Paved the long
Is Dire even watching? That bottom barracks is under attack. Dire's bottom barracks is falling. Let's see him push out. Dire's top shrine is under attack. Dire is scanning for enemies. Him and that ages. Glad I never messed up that bad.
Oh, found it.
Where's my pension? Double kill. Mega kill. Impossible
Dire's middle
kill.
tower looks to be disintegrating. I'm no techno wizard or nothing, but I think that player just disconnected. Bottom barracks are under attack.
Okay, that's it. GG. It's 2-0 for Fnatic. Win the match against Evil Geniuses. You're gonna looking the statistic now. 33 and 14. Really want to watch the J-Storm. Really want to see the old man playing Dota.
Dire's top shrine has fallen.
The thing is that Void can take the Roche now. His Chronosphere is going to be available in 20 seconds. So it may have just been a trade call. It's like, do you want the Rax or do you want the Roche? And it looks like they opted for the Rax, and Pango may now have an opening to take the Roche. Radiant scan it out, though.
Turns red, they know. MKB's being delivered to Naive, by the way, too, as we speak. So they're going to jump in. Sven's acting like he's going in. He's trying to pop God's going to go the career. Hold on. It's something MKB is officially delivered Praldo in the stun of the backlines. He catches it. It looks like Pugna back here. Yeah, Pugna's running away right now. Naive. Naive just yet. Move there. Sarkona eventually coming out. Catches move. And several others. The chain fight back around. Who's going to go down? No shit to the center. It also cut back. Back to GRP. Follow up. And the team fight's beautiful right now for the Pango. They kill 3. They're going to kill 4. Nobody's dying on their side. That's the Wombo combo coming together. That Chronosphere was godlike. He gets the TP out on Fear at least, but that's absolutely the Roshan now for the Pango. This is the third Roshan right now. It's the second one, so it's going to be confusing pages, but
amazing patience from Naive holding onto that chrono until he had the 3 perfect units to get. That was exactly what you hope for. The DK, the Sven, and the Terrorblade. Immediately prioritize the Terrorblade, make sure that he can't get Sunder off. And this was the exchange that JStorm did. I don't think that they should have challenged those. Like, there was multiple decisions that I think that they made that were correct. They went for the Rax as opposed to the Roche. That made sense because they were able to get it. And then they backed off and they didn't take Roche themselves, which I think was also the right call. But then they challenged Roche into a chrono, into an RP, and Naive just abused them.
And they went in very fast too. I mean, kind of in hindsight thing to say, but they just kind of dove in when Roshan still had plenty of life at that time. They like literally just entered the Roshan pit, so JStorm perhaps been a bit more patient about their initiation, but again, it was kind of just walking in right there, and you're walking into these big wall combos, I like to call them, abilities, and yeah, that patience of Naive too. Part of me thinks it's he wanted to kind of dwindle down Terrorblade a little bit, if anything, before then he threw it out because, you know, get him to be in that spot of like, okay, maybe I'll look to use my Sunder soon, and then all of a sudden Chrono hits, and well, he can't use it then. So, well, apparently, mouse battery. Really?
Wireless mouse?
Yeah.
In esports?
Is that a thing? I mean, I guess this isn't a first-person shooter, but
still,
that's
low latency.
What is going on here?
Yeah, and I think Naive, like, now that he's completed his full MKB, I don't even know how much he really needs to whittle down a Terrorblade. I'm pretty sure he can take Terrorblade from 100 to 0 just by him and his Manta Illusions. And I guess Pugna needs to contribute as well, but Pugna will contribute. He's got Dagon, he's got Aether Lens, so he's got an extremely long range on his Life Drain, his Dagon Energy Blast, and the Nether Blast as well.
What does this Void get at 25, by the way? It's an AoE type of game, Chrono 3 AoE. We're looking at the backtrack.
I mean, 99% of the time people go for Chronos 3 AoE. I don't know, actually. It's an interesting question because I think both definitely have a lot of merits. He hasn't built an evasion item, and so
He is, though, it looks like.
Oh, okay, then he's gonna go for the Chronosphere AoE then. Yeah, it's fine.
The Eagle song there. Ooh, that's a
ping, ping, ping. I'll go for the man split. Maybe you get lucky. It's all according to plan.
No, luckily it's a 6-second cooldown on that time walk, so not a big deal. He's just about to finish that butterfly though. Looks like he's just planning to buy it out, not have a buyback, but not feeling like
man, I hope
it right now.
Not. I hope he doesn't do that. Oh, jeez.
Well, he was standing right there, so.
Okay, well, I mean, I think he's very confident that he's going to win the next fight then, because it's quite a bit of farm. He needs 2,000 gold to get his buyback, but he has an Aegis, so I guess whatever.
That, and I do feel like he should try to get level 25 first, though, too, before they really make play here, because no matter what he gets, and again, we expect it to be the Chronosphere, but that's going to be a huge asset to the next team fight, so. He's just going to solo push out the mid lane him. By solo, I mean his teammates are kind of nearby, so crazy thing ever. Terrorblade sitting in the illusions, trying to delay what he can. They're pushing out top lane somewhat, but yeah, man, I just clicked up Undying, by the way. Holy crap, this Undying is underfarmed.
Yes, he is. That was when we saw Lich earlier on in the game being that far back in terms of net worth, but nope. And now he's actually pushing up without level 25, but he is crunching this tower. Crimson Guard is not going to up against Nether Blasts.
Frost Shield goes up, threatening an initiation there, but again, he has the Aegis worst case, so he's feeling pretty cozy right now. He gets the tower. Here come the illusions. Gonna have to time walk away for the regen. And he'll go right back in. The Treating Life even coming out from Salar. No ag though, so I'm waiting for a cooldown for another one. It's hard to commit fully for that rack. Could tell it's they got nice stalling here.
They're in more of a rush than I expected. Maybe they really like this double siege creep wave, and they're like, oh man, we're getting so much free damage off of this. Burns off all the mana for Rev.
Yeah, the Tombstone's down though, and Decrepon Faithless Void helping him a little bit, gets the time walk up. Yeah, that's reflection. I was actually hurting.
I mean, while they're using their double siege creep, Bryle's about to use his in the top lane. These two siege creeps are doing quite a bit of work on this tower, but he doesn't want to show himself because all of Pango retreated. And so yeah, they're just gonna glyph it up.
Good split push from the DK. Makes them get back. And he's going to chill here for now. He'll probably wait to see what they decide to do from here. But he's building an AC. He actually has the Hyperstone part of it. Going for this Sulkiros.
I'm impressed with Pango for staying so emotionally calm in what could very much be an echo of their game against Liquid, where they're like, oh man, things are going great for us right now. We're 6k net worth above. We have Roche. I mean, we have the Aegis. We won some great fights. And they're not crumbling. They're still staying strong. And J-Storm are definitely struggling to find their way back into this game, because they went, like, Bryle went for all this initiation. He went Blink Dagger, Shadowblade. What good is that right now? Basically, he's, like, not really initiating on anyone. He's not getting pickups on anyone at this stage. It's just all on Moo to deal damage.
Yeah. He's been very patient up here, and it's almost like the Pango's kind of hunting him out, but eventually he's going to go for the TP play. As you also see on the right side of your screen there, couple of things. The axe purchased by Centaur, but the 25% backtrack. He indeed gets it. You mentioned going the evasion, you're very likely not going to see it, but I mean, that's just a big safety net pickup right there. It almost seems like a 2-6, because this is a 4-1 strategy. I mean, you're like kind of all in on this faceless boy, just like you kind of are at the Terrorblade on the other side. So making more use out of that bigger AoE when you do use the Chronosphere, I don't know. I mean, again, both. I
think his approach is really the only way I die is Terrorblade. No one else can kill me except for Terrorblade. He has a BKB, so he's not going to get stunned. He's not going to get silenced. So Sven, Grimstroke, and DK are all immediately useless. And so the only way he dies is if he gets initiated on, and then Terrorblade deals damage to him. Because if Sven initiates on him, DK initiates like this.
Here we go. That backtrack is going to be definitely coming into play right here. The double stuns to follow. He is not dying though. You can see cuts the BKB off. Hug. Let's see if we can say live. The Chronosphere comes out in the back left. They catches Terrorblade. Terrorblade, he's not dying though. The BKB was activated just before that, so he's going to not only survive, but now this pushback from J-Storm. They kill off the Lich. And you see they're in pursuit on the side of J-Storm though, trying to catch up to the Magnus, maybe the Faceless Void. The zombies are in pursuit too. But okay, Faceless kills the zombies and then time walks out. So that was a good jump from J-Storm, but ultimately unable to follow it up the strongest.
Wow, I can't believe Fear farmed up a freaking Scythe of Vice. That's amazing.
Oh wow, yeah, jeez.
Yeah, it was his straight soul, because at first I was like, wow, that was amazing communication from J-Storm that they got the soul bind into the instant hex, but it was Fear for doing both of those things. And well, RP's down, Chrono's down. What a great opportunity to push, I guess.
Yep, it's absolutely. And they're going for that Chi Storm. Pugna, by the way. Sven, the Skewer, eventually comes out on top of the Hoof Stomp, but he's tanky. He's got the Crimson Guard, as well as the War Cry. They're going for the melee racks. Terrorblade, currently decrepit, so can't really attack him. Might as well walk away. Not keep himself in a bad spot. And TP in from Lich. That's going to be enough for J-Storm to retreat, and good reason. You really look at the bottom base. They have to protect it, so they're going to push it out. And we're going to probably be waiting for a third Roshan at this point, as he potentially could be spawning in about 20 seconds. Probably a bit longer, though.
If it is longer, that'll favor Pango.
Time is money.
Terrorblade's not even level 20 himself. We have a 25 Faceless Void for a bit now. Terrorblade's struggling to hit 20s. And honestly, I think a lot of it is he's just been sending out illusions in the lanes, and he's been playing somewhat defensive himself, though.
Yeah, I mean, he knows the same thing that Void knows. He's the only way that he kills Void, and now it's Stampede, but they don't find anyone.
I don't know if that was...
And it's a very early Roche. Oh man, that's huge for Pango. I don't know if they're going to be able to scout it, though, but if they knew that they would probably go back. Because RP is up. Chrono's up. Stampede is down though.
Yeah, using that Stampede, I'm actually scratching my head. I don't know if I missed something, but again, with the axe, so they will not have that damage now for a good 60 seconds. Coming up here. Does he have Chrono? Yeah, Chrono is back up, ready to go. So yeah, you would think that they would have something go maybe check, but look at this. You got DK's cutting the creep wave with his illusions.
Yeah, well, they're about to time out, so it's gonna only kill the range creep at best. Someone please scout Roche. Come on, Slayer. Place a ward. Yeah, that's Roche vision. And then what do you do after you get Roche vision? You check Roche.
Go in. You better go in, Slayer. Slayer!
Alright. Confirmed. Pings galore.
Yeah.
Maybe wait for the 42-minute rune, but...
Oh, it's gonna be double damage, 100%.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
E.
Smoke up on Jay's Storm. They want to find something.
All right, one more second. That's haste.
Haste and the invis in the bot lane.
Not the great. I mean, you can definitely make use of these, so he's gonna get both in back. Haste down to the invis. All right, well, we'll see. There are some sentries down. And
yeah, there are some sentries. I hope this isn't like the death of him being like, all right, I got an invis room.
Invis.
Suckers.
Gonna get them now. You do it at the bottom lane again. They have to keep addressing that. Does Jason?
Oh man, he's getting very close, but he's staying away from this cliff. This cliff is 99%. Oh my god, another sentry.
They see him. They 100% know. There's that jump. The side comes up. It's all on as well. They're trying to heal him up the best they can. He's got the backtrack kicking in as well. He pops the KP, and in comes the RP. It's a terror blade, but with that Crimson Guard as well. The Warcry out comes the Crimson, but he's doing no damage. Oh, now it's starting to kick it a little bit with the BKB wears out, but it's just not nearly enough. Now he has to go away with the time lock. Interbite's back, but Magnus is staying it. Everyone alive on the side of Jay Storm. Oh, he ran into the sentry. That's what we're saying. Picking up that invis rune. Almost backfires completely on him.
Dude, I think it did backfire. There's the whole reason this fight starts so hard is because Sven is able to activate his thousands of damage mitigation. Pipe, Crimson, oh whoa, Naive inside the base takes the ranged racks, and now he's on the run.
I was wondering why they're TPing back, but like, yeah, that's a good job because that stalls them from now. They were going right down the middle lane.
Yeah, that burns off all the metamorphosis time. Now TV's back into melee form. And even the tier 4s are still getting chunked away by the creeps, so they were able to Naive out of the base, but now they need to manage to take Roche without metamorphosis. And Naive won't have trouble. Oh my god.
Oh no, Naive, this was a bad decision. He'll be fine now, okay. We get hexed up, but he walks away with the time walk.
This defensive decrep is so valuable. No one can penetrate it. There's
I keep wondering,
magic
like,
damage.
Why are they just standing there?
It's a power play. Oh, you think you can just time walk into the pit? Huh? Get out of here and tell your team what you did.
That's a good job by Salar. Again, goes back to the whole 4-1 idea. They're all in on this Faceless Void. And he is protected. You can see the Drain Lives as well on top of that. But obviously with this third Roshan, this is going to be the focus of attention until it's actually dead. Will that be 1 more minute? Will it be 10 more minutes? We don't know, but no doubt the Penguin continues to have the advantage because of this bottom lane. They have to address it constantly. They keep sending illusions down there, but that only does so much.
Yeah, most people consider the mid lane to be the least valuable in terms of mega creeps because it's so easy to push out the lane because you naturally will move towards the middle of the lane. Roche is in the middle of the lane, your jungle sprouts out from the middle of the lane, or rather the mid lane, and so like we're seeing constant pressure in the bot lane on the side of the Radiant base, but have we ever seen these Radiant creeps really put too much pressure on the mid lane? Not really.
And Chrono catches two! Then big turn and Terrorblade obviously, but again he gets BKB off just before, but the Grimace up as well the Soul Bind and soak him in place. The BKB wearing off in a second. You see Time Walk the other way. Going after March buyback for the Chain Frost on top of it. The life bars up. Chain Storm is going. Amu does still have the center though. He's being patient. Pops the reflection, pops the metaform. The gem is on the ground, but now Naive, he goes away with the Time Walk. Everyone is up for Chain Storm due to the buybacks. The Lotus Orb protecting him with the Frost to the most they can. Terrorblade's gonna fall. He could not get the center off. He has a buyback. Not using it yet, but again, he popped his meta there at the last second, and DK's gonna explode. Right now, Terrorblade, oh, what is he doing? He's putting it in a trap. Moves to a right over. This is a trap. Right, like, to get the kill. Pick the trick here. Please die. So the best track. Keep it off. And no time on. He didn't have the mana. Got burnt out. It just popped back to Lauren either side. Now Salar's in trouble. Almost looking at the bad to jump in with the cheap for him. And they will catch Pugna as well. That fight just so back and forth. Hard to make sense of what truly was going on there, but
did literally everyone buyback? I see so many buyback notifications on the left. Okay, so let's see this fight recap. Everyone on Radiant bought back. 3 heroes on Dire bought back. So 8 cumulative buybacks, a whole lot of lost gold on both sides, and no Roche claimed. Although it looks like Pango want to change that. They have Chrono up again.
That's what a 120-second cooldown at this point, but you know, I think he had an arcane.
Yeah, I think he had an arcane room.
That's what that is. I was gonna say, I feel like it's been 2 minutes already, but
Hex up. They kept the Centaur. Pile down to the low ground.
It's over the ledge into a chrono. This is going to be a dieback. Remember, everyone's fought back on the radiant side. It's not going to die though. BKB once again helping to keep him alive as Moo gets force-tapped in. Someone, I don't know if that was on purpose or not. Chain Frost bouncing around the back lens. Grimstark trying to run. Knife. He was on hunt him down though. Essentially two shots him. Out comes a reflection. Knife has to respect that. You see his mana being burned. He time walks over the ledge. Remember that mana being burnt almost killed him. Actually did end up killing him last time. In that previous fight, but he is going to be able to go into the Roshan pit now and try to finish this off, get that refresher shard.
He's up and now, Mark, so pick everything up, just grab it, put it in your inventory.
Somebody gets...
Oh wait, he's all slotted up. The clarity, you fool! Drop the clarity out of your backpack. Man, what a sick-ass Sinister gaze. My God, bringing that DK to the low ground. Brile, like that, I don't blame him at all for standing at that position, but that little moment of high ground vision, and Lich takes the opportunity, lures down the DK to low ground, and Naive is able to get the easiest chrono of his life, blocking out all of J-Storm from being able to help out the DK. The DK does manage to get BKB off right in time, otherwise he would have died much quicker, and now Naive going in on Forev by himself. His team is not here.
Yeah, but DK's dead, Grimstark's dead. He's feeling very cozy right now with an 8 and I can't blame him, honestly. In fact, he's still the only level 25 in the game. He's been in for like 10 minutes at this point. He really has had a massive experience lead. There's a double damage at the top, but they're going to kill the melee Rex middle. And of course, there is still the top tier 3's even up. So no mega creeps yet.
And he eats cheese, so he's stocked up again. Chrono's going to be available 15 seconds.
Double.
So even if, I mean, he can spend the first one on his first life, and there's no way they're going to kill him in 10 seconds, so he's just going to continue chipping away. 5 seconds until Chrono. RP is also available.
Slow him as much as they can. Crimson Guard, that's eventually going to fall though. They get the Inkswell stun, but again the Decrep.
And the damage reduction, Stampede used, and he's going to get out. Hex up on Soulbind.
The double Hex. As a result, the Soulbind doing work. The silence goes up as well, but he just kills it off immediately. They lose the Magnus to a dieback there, but Naive, he just keep his distance. Another time walking 1 second. Forward tap into it. And he gets a DD. Thank you very much. I'll take this.
Well, J-Storm are definitely holding on. Killing off that Magnus gives them quite a bit of time because it's a dieback and it was an RP available. It's just, how do you kill this Void? Backtrack. So let me take stock of all the damage mitigation that they have. He has Backtrack. He has Butterfly, and no one on the side of J-Storm has accuracy. He has the Aghanim's Stampede. He has Defensive Decrepify, and he has a Chronosphere on Terrorblade.
And that's a dead Terrorblade. Buyback, that just might be it like that.
And he has the game.
BKB active. Sven is going to run now again. The double Hex, double stun, double silence. It just doesn't matter. They'll face this Void. Or excuse me, the Decrep coming out. Actually, well, I don't know if that was helping or saving him or whatever else. Axe, by the way, finished on Sven, so that's helping, I guess, somewhat too. But he eventually goes down to the Aeon just pops his brow.
Now he wants to die.
Yeah, he's like, please kill me. I want my Ana.
Yeah, no, he wants his refresher shard in his inventory. Okay, now he puts it in. He dies, takes the age. So stun comes out onto the Pugna. He's gonna go down.
Well, he's got a Chrono.
This is what Naive wanted. Himself versus the world.
There we go. He pops the BKB. No Chrono even necessary. Let's just go for it. Guaranteed to kill on a DK. Go for the racks to finish the job.
Just finish the game. Come on, man.
Knife.
Everyone's dead. Fear is cackling to himself, aside from the fact that he's probably lost this game, but still.
Yeah. Oh, now they get the backdoor protection.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You do know that you lost your last game against Mega Creeps, right, Pango? Don't play with your food.
A little too tunnel vision there. But Undying's up in 10 seconds, and then it's still 40 seconds for Terrorblade, so it's, this should be it, but just a slight overstep there. And I gotta say, the Faceless Void, it ends up working out in the end. The early itemization was maybe a somewhat questionable, but held on long enough. The initiation came through. The eventual Wombo combo came out that we knew was possible with this team. And they're on the verge of taking game number 1. I mean, Jason's fighting to the very bitter end right here.
Oh, he buys the refresher, but he doesn't have to. Keep eating mangoes. What is going on? He's silenced now.
This is the most awkward pause ever.
I mean, 6 seconds until Terrorblade comes back, and he does have Refresher and Meta. Oh, they GG'd. Okay. Wait, no, they just said G. It was
Did
one
they?
G.
No, that was for go, yeah.
Alright, well, whatever, it's
And then
good.
they killed him. That's anticlimactic, but hey, the Pango, they're victorious. They'll be up 1-0 now in this best of 3, so it's... I mean, hell, you look at the graph, that's telling, if anything. It's the fight that happened right here about the 30-minute mark, where whee, going on a roller coaster.
Alright, I said I think I'm gonna be stream another match after this. So for everyone, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment or subscribe if you like my stream. Thank you so much.